And crews in Baltimore demolished a key section of that collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge today. Officials used controlled explosives to break apart a massive chunk of the structure that was sitting on top of that ship that crashed into the bridge late in March. It's estimated to be around 500 feet long and weigh up to 600 tons. The governor of Maryland underscored the importance of the crew's safety earlier today.
Safety in this operation is our top priority. We've gotten to this point without a single injury. We plan on continuing this mission without a single injury. That is the standard that we have going forward.
Our Nicole Sganga is in Maryland near the collapse site. And Nicole, I keep thinking about how you were there those wee hours of the morning as soon as that bridge collapsed. So you have been covering this story since the very beginning. Can you kind of talk to us more about the importance of this controlled demolition that we saw happen today? And what are the next steps here?
Yeah, Caitlin, today marks a real turning point in the effort by so many officials here to clear this channel. You talked about the early hours that Tuesday morning 7 weeks ago when the Key Bridge first collapsed. And at that time, it was about 5,000 feet of that steel bridge that collapsed into the Patapsco River. But just to put it in perspective, about 10% of that steel truss was sitting atop and is still sitting atop the container ship Dolly. That is the structure that officials were hoping to break apart today as part of this really complicated operation, this controlled demolition, what officials have called using precision pressure charges in order to really break apart 400 to 600 tons of steel, 8 to 12 million pounds. Now, in terms of what we can look ahead to in the coming days, in high tide, in just 2 days, officials are hoping that they can refloat the container ship Dolly once they confirm that the area surrounding that massive 890 feet container ship is clear. At that point, 4 tugboats will come in. It'll tow the container ship about 2.5 miles away to the Seagirt Marine terminals. At that point, more containers will be loaded off the ship. And we should mention, Caitlin, that throughout all of this, over the past 7 weeks, that 21-member crew has remained on the ship of the Dolly. In fact, they were below deck when today's operation took place. They will have an opportunity to offload there as well.
Wow, Nicole, I did not realize that. And thinking about 7 weeks, I can't believe that amount of time has passed. At the time, there were all sorts of questions about what kind of impact this collapse could have on the economy. Have we seen the consequences of that?
Absolutely. I want to run some numbers by you. 15,000 direct jobs tied to the port of Baltimore, $70 billion in revenue running through the port of Baltimore every year. For those trying to do the math, the governor pointed out that's $191 million per day. We have seen some aid to the tune of $22 million go to small businesses impacted, $2.5 million to port workers. One last number, it's going to cost an estimated $1.7 to $1.9 billion to rebuild the bridge, according to the Maryland Department of Transportation. Caitlin?
And a long process indeed. Nicole Sganga, thank you very much. We appreciate it.